Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Freezbi Tech Learning. Our today's lecture is about network standards. Before discussing that what is standard, I want to show an daily life example. Suppose you are a manufacturer and you want to construct a house. So to constructing a house, you may need many things just like that: cement, concrete. You may need bricks. You may need blocks, plastic, glass, metal, and tiles, and exactly the wood, right? You take a paper and write all the things that you need for constructing a house, and after writing all these things you will conclude the prices and expenditure on constructing the house, right? And you make document of all this information. Okay, similarly, if you want to create a network or internet, you might also need to conclude all the physical and technical specification of this network or internet. So you take a paper and write all the physical and technical specifications on that paper. In physical specification, you may need connected appliances, smart home security system, wearable health monitor, smart factory equipment, wireless inventory trackers, ultra high speed wireless internet, right? Okay, you take a paper and you write all these physical specification. And if we talk about technical specification, then you might to note that for how many data that you are using this network, and we can say that how many bits per second could be travel on that network or on that internet, and for how many area and for how many range you want to create this network. Okay, you write all these things in a paper and make a document, and this document is basically network standard. So if we see the definition of network standard, the network standards are the documents that contain technical and physical specifications about the network being designed, right? As I have discussed above, that if you want to create a network or internet, you take a paper and write all these specifications on that paper and make a document, and this document is basically the network standard. Okay, and now we will see that what are the types of network standards. So there are basically two types of network standards. The first one is de facto standards and the second one is de jure standards. We will discuss them one by one. So first of all, we have de facto standard. De facto means tradition and facts. It means that de facto standards are those standards that are constructing by seeing or by justifying the traditions and the facts. These standards are basically created according to cultures, according to traditions, according to period, and according to facts, right? These standards are not research based standards, and these standards are created without any formal plannings. These standards are not subjected to legal activities, but in other hand, de jure standards are those standards that are according to laws and regulations. And previous de facto standards are basically those standards that are not according to laws and regulations, but if de jure standards are basically according to laws and regulations. De jure standards are basically can be subjected to laws and legal activities, and de jure standards are totally research based standard, and these are created by commercial organizations. Okay, so basically de jure standards has two types. The first one is proprietary standards and the second one is non-proprietary standards. So first of all, we will see that what is proprietary standards. Proprietary standards are made by commercial organizations and only used by these organizations. These standards are not publicly, that is why these are also called closed standards. And the second type is non-proprietary standards, and the non-proprietary standards are basically made by groups or committees, and these are common for public, everyone can use it, so these are also called open standards, right? Okay, now we have the standard creation committees, or we can say that the standard creation organizations. The first one is ISO. ISO stands for International Standard Organization. International Standard Organization are basically US standard that make open standards, and these are publicly used. So the ISO gives a very famous model, that is OSI model. OSI stands for Open System Interconnected Model. OSI is a very famous model that is given by ISO. And the second one organization is ITU-T, and that is stand for International Telecommunication Union Telecommunication. And this organization basically gives the telecommunication protocol that are V series, X series, and ISDN, and these protocols are in front of you, you can see them. And the last one organization is IEEE, and this stand for Institute of Electrical and Economic Engineering. And IEEE basically form LAN protocols. And the project 802, as you shown here, is a very famous project of Institute of Electrical and Economic Engineering. And this organization is also very organization, and project 802 was basically for forming the LAN protocols. So that was a complete video on standards and network standards. So if you have any queries or any questions, then you can comment me below. Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe the channel Freezbi Tech Learning, share it with your friends. If you learn anything from this video, then you should like, or if you have any query or any question, then you can comment me. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz, take care.